Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from sunny Birkdale, Queensland, Australia, it's Justin from Critical Base Studios, painting things. How is everyone today? It is Thursday in the wonderful world of me, in the Southern Hemisphere where I reside. Thursday is also an important day because in 2 days' time, the Queensland Model and Hobby Expo in Ipswich officially opens its doors. So the first competition, my first competition of the year, in the land down underneath. Yes, in the land down underneath, where all the the drow have an Australian accent. Justin from sunny Belgium. Is it sunny in Belgium? Belgium's Northern Hemisphere. Isn't it cold up there at the moment? Oh no, it'd be no, it'd be hot. So yeah, it would be. We are at the end of the winter-esque period, even though it's been quite cold. Like it's I don't even know what temperature it is at the moment. It's currently 19 degrees in Australia, which is not well. Not all of Australia, just here, just my little slice. We winter them so yeah. What year is it? What a nice horse you have there. Lene, Le Burr. This is, oh, I forget his name. That's terrible. What is it? Krieg horse. Lord Marshal Dreyer. That's him. 2001, something has hit the first tower. Can you zoom in? I can zoom in. How's that? There we go. So this is what we're going to be working on next. The command squad is finished. I've posted links to that one in the Discord. But as you can see, we've got, now I've got to find out his name. Mr. Bonaparte. Marengo. The horse's name was Marengo. We have Napoleon and Marengo crossing the Swiss Alps. And this piece was painted in the early 1800s. Oh, that's good. Well, I'm glad that that they are enjoying it. But yes, I did dob myself in. White being one of the worst colors to actually paint. But this piece screamed that artwork to me, so I kind of had to suggest it. Fur ball there. So we're going to be doing the skin a little bit differently. Because these vat-grown horse-like things that the Astra Militarum produce don't have any hair on them apart from their mane, we're going to use lighting to our advantage to make this thing white. Well, the speak and bake it. I went to this. I woke up this morning. I went to the bakery and bought a croissant. Croissant. I love some meringue-based horse. Well, it's This particular horse is the white, but it's the grey. It's a mix, according to folklore, because not a whole lot of information is known about this particular horse, and the depiction of this horse throughout artistic history has changed. This particular piece is one of 5 done. Where are we? We're basing the artwork off the 3rd version, which is called the first Versailles version. There was 2 versions hung in the Palace of Versailles. This is the first one. Second one is slightly different, slightly changed color tone in his cloak or his drape. It's more of a gold color. So Napoleon. Going for a bit of art history. Jacques Louis David originally painted it. Where's the wiki? So, also known as Napoleon at Saint Bernard Pass or Bonaparte crossing the Alps, is listed as Le Premier Consul Français les Alpes de Col de Grand Saint Bernard. Is a series of 5 oil-on-canvas equestrian portraits of Napoleon Bonaparte, painted by French artist Jacques-Louis David between 1801 and 1805. Initially commissioned by the King of Spain. Yes, there's several versions. There's an Arab, the brown. Where's the artworks? So the brown one is the Charlottenburg version, which is in Berlin. The Belvedere version, which is in Vienna, which is very similar to this one, only some slight color differentiations. The first Versailles version, which is the artwork that I've got shown in the corner there, is the original canvas is 272 by 232 centimeters. The horse is a dappled grey. The tack is identical to the Charlottenburg version, and the girth is blue. The embroidery of the gauntlet is simplified, with the facing of the sleeve visible under the glove. The landscape is darker, and Napoleon's expression sterner. The picture is not signed, which is interesting. The version of the Belvedere is almost identical to that of the Versailles, but is signed. The second Versailles version shows a black and white horse with complete tack, but lacking the martingale. Girth is red, cloak is orange-red, and the collar is black. The embroidery of the gauntlet is very simple and almost unnoticeable. The scarf tied around Napoleon's waist is light blue. The officer of the sabre is again masked by the tail of the horse. Napoleon's features are older and his hair is shorter. And as in the Charlottenburg version, there is a faint trace of a smile. The embroidery of the style of the bicorn suggests the picture was completed after 1804. The picture is not dated, but is signed. So we're going with the Versailles first edition, which is this one. So it's a dappled grey, as you can see on the hindquarters of the horse. Where the black, or where the reflection of the silver, technically not white, silver, if it's a dappled grey, goes into the blacks. Now, this is a refraction of light, not a reflection. This particular style of horse, my stepfather actually owned one of these. His name was Timothy. He was an absolute legend of a horse. Was a quarter horse, but he was a dappled grey, exactly like this guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to build up our skin from brown first, which is kind of not what you're supposed to do. Skin is more black. I'm using brown because of the feet of the model, as you can see here. I want them to show some sort of fleshy tone to them. So we're going to be using magentas to pull that tone out, pulling it up through pinks to beige, beige to white. Using the brown, we're going to push from the darkest regions and the shadows and the musculature of the skin. Then we're going to pull up through a cream into a white, and then we're going to add a tiny little bit of blue to give our silver finish. Now, what this will do is give the impression of that silver looking feel to the skin. The problem with these Krieg horses is they don't have fur or hair like horses do. They're just skin. So you've got to be very careful in how you make that read. We'll get started. I'll start on sort of doing the musculature and bits and pieces. We're going to be doing, I've noticed looking at the model today while I was figuring all this out, that we've got a little bit of biomechanics on the right hand leg, which sort of goes up into the shoulder. So this must have been a fairly prized horse for Dreyer, because these horses are normally vat grown and they pump them out by the hundreds. They've got their little serial number and everything there. But for a horse to warrant having biomechanics put in, it must have been a very important horse. So we're going to make him look important, and we're going to do our best on that one. Where are we? My dad used to have an apartment overseeing the Palais de Versailles. That was quite a unique view. Wow. Did not know there was another version of the brown horse. I mean, he's Lord Marshal. He deserves a good boy. Yes, he does, and we're gonna do our best to make that happen. My headset is falling apart, and I need another one. So, if it looks funny or it falls off mid-paint job, you'll know why. Ah, damn, that's broken again. Okay. Oh, it's really broken this time. So, support my channel. Donate so I can buy a new headset so I can see what I'm painting. Yay! But, apart from that, how is everybody? And have you been watching your weekly dose of Miniature Masters? Because episode 6 was an absolute doozy. I was actually listening to oh, thank you. Not listening, but watching also a YouTube video. It was a live Q&A session. I forget the name of it. Build, Paint, and Play, I think, was the podcast. And Trent was on there. Now, the way, what was that? Sub goal, 25%. Oh, wow. 25% of the way to completing my sub goal. That's cool. The podcast was interesting because they were talking about the show, and they were talking about his stuff, and they were talking about Crimson Brush and all these other bits and pieces. And they were talking about a little bit of the behind the scenes stuff, which I'd never really thought of, considering I'd thought a bit about it, but I'd never really thought of it considering the NDA side of things. And that being said, the NDA side of things, if you got kicked off the show, you had to stay. while the show until the show had wrapped filming before they let you go home as part of the NDA. And I don't know if Trent did it by accident, but I think he let slip something that he wasn't meant to. And I'm going to confirm it with him on the weekend when I see him, because I will be seeing him on the weekend. He will be at QMHE, entering his massively stupid diorama pieces, as he always does. But I think Trent Dennison may have won Miniature Masters. You heard it here first. Controversy. Let's see if it happens. Because that last episode was fantastic. The pieces that they did were just, every single one of them blew it away yet again, as they always do. But just the way Trent was talking about it all, he let slip accidentally that, and I don't even think anybody else picked it up. But me knowing Trent, he's very careful with his words generally. And he said, while everybody was waiting for me, and it was just a, like, it wasn't a thought of thing. It was just, while everybody was waiting for me, they were doing this, blah, 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 and they were all going off and all these bits and pieces. And I'm like, why were they waiting for you? They were waiting for you. Does that mean everybody else was done and you were still going, meaning you won? So yeah, I'm kind of very, I'm intrigued. But what is it? We had the semi-finals. The episode 6 was the semi-finals. So the next episode is the finals. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, if I had money, which I don't, I would put money on Trent winning. What are people's thoughts? Anybody? Anybody at all? I'm opening it up to the peanut gallery. So this brown that we're going in with at the moment is black brown from Pro Aquarelle. And I'm just doing this in the recesses of all the musculature. Yeah, we're going to add a bit of purple in with this bit, because there's definitely quite a lot of mechanics in the background there. But yeah, what do people think? Who do they think's going to win? This is the Krieg Mini. This is Lord Marshal Dreyer from, he's a fairly recent mini, and where this particular army commission that I'm doing is inspired by the early Napoleonic uniforms. So what better way to symbolize that and encompass that than running Lord Marshal Dreyer out as Bonaparte crossing the Swiss Alps. Pascal Rose, good morning. This is a Krieg, the Sorcerer Prospero. Oh, hello. You're new. So is Pascal Rose. Welcome, welcome, welcome. we are starting to lay down the groundwork on this one. So we're actually going to build up to the dappled grey. But we're going to pass through browns and creams to get there. And you'll see why along the way. So now, the Petite Corporal is always a big reference. The Petite Corporal? Is that a... That's not the name of that artwork. I just said it just before because it's really, really long. Now we're going to mix in a little bit of dark golden brown, just a very little bit. And then we'll start building up through our lighter, creamy tones. Would it be possible to have the link to the Discord, please? I'm setting up an account. Yes, I have fixed it. If you go !Discord, it will give you the link. Give it a try. I haven't tested it in the wild yet. There it is! I can do stuffs! I'm still learning, but yeah, I'm getting better. I've also got one for Instagram and website at the moment. What was that? Ooh, I can't revoke that. Interesting. I'm going to have to look at Nightbot because it's been a naughty boy and deleting messages. I know. You can't talk in caps. Mongo would be appalled. Move that camera down a touch. There we go. Yeah. I'm still in the midst of setting all of that stuff up. I'm really, really enjoying the Dungeon Crawler Carl books. Having a buttload of fun reading them. Listening to them. Listening to them is probably the better audiobooks and all. Hey, Mr. Pigments, how you going? How is you on this fine day? We're just talking about miniatures, the Franche, miniature masters, the fact that Trent Dennison's going to win. Well, I'm pretty sure he's going to win. Going to bed soon. It's 3 a.m. I will see him this weekend. I will be competing against him this weekend, I have no doubt, because one of my pieces is registered in diorama, his favorite category. So I'm not getting gold for Goblin City. I know that right now because I'm going up against Trent. I might get gold in the busts. I'm up against Benjamin Flood, who is one of my painting idols. And I lost to him last year. But I'm completely happy with that. Trent Dennison. Trent Dennison is an Australian miniature painter. Big Deno Paints. His channel is called. So do I, but I'm up against Trent. So it will do well, except Trent will win. Like, this is a certainty. Yeah, for AUS. Oh, nice. I'll check those pictures out shortly. So there's the base coloring of what's ultimately going to be our white. So now we're going to start adding dark bones. Bone, ivory, or bone, dark ivory, ivory, white. But I'm biased. Don't know very many miniature painters, in all honesty. Australian miniature painters aren't as globally recognized, I found, apart from the likes of certain individuals like David Colwell. Trent is up there, but David Colwell is probably one of Australia's, if not Australia's, greatest miniature painter. Very, very talented. Checked the command squad. Awesome work. I like the color scheme. What was it? Very much. Oh, thank you. Comps are interesting. My very first competition was QMHE, which in hindsight was probably not a good idea, considering it's the state level competition. So I didn't do as well as I would have liked. And when I say didn't do as well as I would have liked, I didn't place at all in any of my first entries. But looking back on them, they were all pretty crap, so that's understandable. Can't wait to have the whole army tanks, artillery pieces, and cavalry in the same colors. We're getting there. We will get there. So as you can see, we've mixed in the bone with a little bit of the golden brown and dark brown. Archival paint practices holds me back, according to a lot of painters. Not at all. I beg to differ completely. Painting, not painting as a rule, but painting as a medium is such an open floor for everything. You can damn near get away, well, Jackson Pollock did, with smearing shit on a canvas. I just swore, but that's exactly what he did. as well as other bodily fluids, and it was still classed as art. So don't let anybody tell you that your style or your reliance on, or not reliance, your callbacks to traditional art in any sense hinders you as an artist. It doesn't. It actually gives you a stronger outlook on style as opposed to conforming to societal norms, because one of the problems that a lot of people face is they paint what's popular, and they paint the styles that are popular, and that's, while yes, it is a good thing and it does progress artwork as a whole forward, it loses meaning when every man and his dog starts doing it. So I'm being quite rough with this because I'm just value sketching at present, and then we're going to build up to that. But Mr. Pigments, I am an outlier in miniature painting. I'm not a renegade or a rebel by any sense of the means, but I paint in a painterly style with traditional values and techniques and color theory. I actually have been getting quite a few quotes and inquiries via my website for painting, and I had the most genuinely weird interaction over the last 48 hours that I have to tell you all about. Client has a deceased dog and wants the deceased dog immortalized as a 3D sculpt. So what do? That's right, they put a photo of their dog into Meshy AI and generated a 3D model that they want printed out and then painted realistically. This is where the fun begins. He had the gall, and I use the word gall specifically in this situation because that's exactly what it was. I explained to him that this particular piece being of AI origin is going to be problematic. It does. And the reasons it's problematic is because it's not designed to be printed. It's designed to make AI slop that someone has added on something that says export it as an STL file. And I said, I pulled apart pictures. I tore them to pieces. Oh. Is my stream cutting out, is it? So I ripped him to pieces. And I ripped the pictures to pieces. I didn't rip the client to pieces. I wouldn't do that. Although at the end of it, I very nearly did, and I'll get to that. But he sent through these photos that were AI generated slop, basically. It said, I want it painted as realistically as possible, yada, 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 and started spouting all these things and things that they want out of it and all the rest. And I'm like, okay, yeah. The guy wants me to think he knows what he's talking about, but I can see through the charade. And I said, right, this is not going to work because the artwork that you've sent me contradicts pretty much everything that you've just asked in the brief. So a lot of stuff is going to need to be done before this is any way printable. And he's like, oh, and I sent that back to him. And he said, oh, that's fine. It's already being printed. And I'll find the direct quote because everyone with any artistic integrity is going to laugh at this. Where are we? There it is. Where is it? It's worth it. I have to go back into... There we go. There's an AI setting on Twitch. I'm pretty sure I did originally. So, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I've sourced the printing in full, so essentially most of your in-printing worries have already been sorted. All I'm looking for now is a skilled painter such as yourself or someone that has an extraordinary eye for detail to turn an already printed piece into a real-life piece of art. I'd love that person to be you, but I do have a worry that it may look a bit less like realism that I am looking for. I'm sorry, dude, but screw you, and you can stick your AI-generated piece of garbage up your butt for as far as I'm concerned. Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen that yet. But... like, I'll sit it there so you can see. You can see the polygons. You can see the facets. You can see that there is absolutely no detail in that whatsoever. I'm sorry, but you can't paint a turd to make it look like a piece of gold. It's still going to be a turd. In the security settings. Alrighty, so I'll look at that. What's it do? Twitch security settings. What does this AI stuff? Uses streams to train AI. Oh well, that's going off right now. Give me 2 seconds, folks. I'm just going to fix that. Missions. Dashboard search. AI. I can't see it. Maybe because I'm live. But I will look for it. Let me just bring the chat back so I can see what that message was. AI training. I'm going to bring it up in the other side here. So if I go to Come on. Settings. Security and privacy. That looks like it. Must move on to factor. Dimensions. Training for generative AI. Yep, get the hell out. It's off. There we go. Sleepy Rhino, training for generative AI. Awesome. Fixed. Thank you very much for the heads up, folks. Because, yeah. No. No. Just like I say to all the wonderful people who want to go, hey, do you want to collab? I'm a digital AI artist. You're not an artist. Shut up. I'm really despising the garbage output lately. Every second thing is AI. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to let that one through because it is exactly that. Like I just, it's stupefying. Like, I reckon we should set up, I reckon there needs to be 2 internets. Graphic design is my passion. It's supposed to be auto turned off for Australians. I just had to turn mine off then, mate. So, yeah, you might want to check your settings. And Taco, pull it in. Oh, good to know. Taco's here for the kriegsman. Making sure you knew. It's a shame he's getting painted like Napoleon. Aww. So, Taco, what are you up to this weekend, and why aren't you going to QMHE? I mean, it's not really a cosplay event. It's more for miniature painting, but I wonder if you rocked up in full regalia, if they'd let you in or not. QMHE out at Ipswich. The Queensland Miniature Hobby Queensland Model and Hobby Expo. It's Queensland's state level miniature painting competition. So there's going to be some cool stuff there. And by cool stuff, I mean me. Ah, well, I will be there this weekend. Bells and whistles and miniatures. I'd have to take a look, spend some money and whatnot. I unfortunately have no money to spend. I normally spend big, but I just bought myself a miniature, well, a sculpt that I'm a little bit excited about. And if I can make it work, it's going to look absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, I'm bummed that I don't have a lot. Well, what I originally wanted to be available for this painting competition, but I'm happy with the pieces that I have. So we'll see what happens. So this first step that we're doing here, so we're just building up our tones and colors across the overall piece, just building up where our lighting is going to go. Making Aquazol binder for watercolors right now. So far it's bizarre, but it's experimentation. Aquazol. What is Aquazol? You'll have to explain that one to me. The name rings a bell, but I just can't place it at the moment. Synthetic water-soluble binder. Oh, interesting. Wait, to make like a solid watercolor pigment puck or something, or just to add as a binding agent for a liquid? Poly to ethyl oxaline. Oh, okay. Interesting. But it's acting bizarre, you're saying. Why is it acting bizarre? Is it like hatching chickens or? What do you mean, scorpions? Others, some people love it, others. Oh, okay. Testing out for Paris. Oh, for pans. Oh, interesting. Super expensive compared to. Okay. Oh. Gum Arabic is like $20 per kilo, so it was 75 for half a kilo. Oh. Remind me, I need to send you a link for the piece that I'm thinking about painting with your paints. And I don't want to show it yet because I want it to be a surprise. But I want you to see it, specifically you, because I'm thinking that the next batch of paints that I get from you are going to be for it. Seems that Amazon told US Parliament they would not follow the law because it's hard to have a setting just for individual countries. Yeah, that sounds like BS to me too. If they're able to put tariffs willy-nilly across the board like they have been, they can just make it so a setting doesn't show up. It was initially turned off, but they switched it on, and then they switched it on worldwide. So that means they've got full control over what they can do with it. So they just caught themselves out in a lie. So that means every time Twitch updates, we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Because knowing them, they'll keep switching it back on. A bit concerned about all the garbage going on with YouTube at the moment as well, actually. Just the way they're handling. I mean, it doesn't concern me because I'm probably never ever going to even consider being monetized. You reached 5 streams. Congratulations, Hardrat. We know why they turned it on because no one would turn it on otherwise. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, you get some sleep, Mr. Pigments. Thank you for dropping in. Always appreciated. See the benefit in AI for number crunching to anything to do with the arts market and getting the bin. Yep, I'm 100% with you. But I'm an artist. I am not. You're a shill. Hang on. What? Okay. Okay, so now that we've got our lighter tones established. Check your Discord after every update. What's happening on Discord? Same deal, or? What? Alright, where's that setting then? Guessing it'd be under data privacy. Oh, Jesus, hell no. Yep, all of that can be switched off. There we go. All done. Ah, what is wrong with the world? Seriously. You want a list? Nah, I'm good. I'm happy living in my delusion. In my room, painting minis. What was I saying? I was saying something. I forget what it was now. Yeah, true. That's right. I reckon there should be two internets. One for the wealthy AI chads and the people who think AI is a good thing when it comes to the creative realm, and the rest of us. And they can monetize an AI themselves into oblivion for all I care. One for mini enthusiasts and the rest. Artists in general, I think. We've artists in general have had it rough for a very long time. And the advent of all of this crap going on with AI is really getting on my nerves, and I'm sure it's getting on other people's nerves too. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, all these have auto turned on AI training. Guess what it was? Oh, okay, well I'm gonna go through and find all the settings and turn them off, because screw those guys. Yeah, I don't like it's more difficult because I'm a physical artist. But even then, as we all know, with the golden maple controversy that's going on at the moment, even people who make physical art aren't safe. If you upload it to the internet, people can copy it, punch it through the AI slop fest, and then claim it as their own. Which is disgusting, to say the least, but... And the fact that people are going to court and battling it out with these companies to try and get their own artwork back is just... Where's it going to end, honestly? I mean, if I had the money and the right people at the same place at the same time, I would make a website that creators could have everything all in one spot. No, absolutely not. Hell, I wouldn't, like, as a creator, I don't want to be a creator right now, but fortunately, I have to be because I don't get commissions and crap otherwise. I need to have a digital footprint so people can find my work. If I could host that on a platform that has purposely set itself out to not be used for AI and have no sort of oversight of like a corporate entity, I would jump to it. Like there are sites popping up. Well, as someone who does this for a living and has sort of small business interests regarding it, I need all of those things. Like, yes, I have my website, and yes, after 2.5 years of sitting there and costing me money, it's actually starting to bring in leads and stuff. But everything I do is showcased. Yeah, exactly. Everything I do on my socials is to promote my business. And other creators, etc. But damn, they're literally killing our way of living. And for what purpose? What purpose is there for a big AI based company to copy my work? To put my work through like the meat grinder. What does that give them? Because the one thing I've found time and time again as a creative and knowing other creators is you can look at something and tell it's AI now. Like, it's getting harder with the videos and bits and pieces, but you look at miniature painting and you look at the miniature painting stuff that has been copied and put through AI, it doesn't look real. It looks fake and it looks horrible. But to what end? What end is there for the algorithm to be fed a miniature painter? Why? Is it going to become a miniature painter? Because it's like, yeah, it's ridiculous to me. The thing that's going to trump AI in the end, with all of this artwork and stuff that it's stealing, is unless it gets a like lithographic scan of, say, an artwork, an oil on canvas, so it can quantify and volumize brushstrokes, then you're going to be able to tell that it's a fake. And fakes aren't worth the money that aren't worth the paper that they're printed on. Like, looking for the artwork, looking for this artwork was an absolute effort today. I spent a good half an hour looking for the actual artwork because all of it was AI enhanced garbage. I didn't want AI enhanced garbage. If I wanted AI enhanced garbage, I would have asked for it. But I asked for original artwork. I didn't know the name of it, so I had to, like, I knew it was Napoleon crossing the Alps, but I didn't know it was the Versailles version, and I didn't know a bunch of other things about it. Yeah, like, my wife will constantly come in and say, oh, but da-da-da-da-da, and I said, where'd you get that information from? Did you get it from the top section, or did you actually go looking for it? Yeah. I don't get it. I do not get it at all. I'm missing something, but I'm quite happy to stay out of the loop. Yep. I need... Where is it? No, that's Charlie Murphy. There he is. See your blue. We're going to start working in some of our blue into areas. What is that? Ah, that was on there. But yeah, I'm just about at the end of my rope with AI. And one other thing that I'm really annoyed about lately is I do a lot of affiliate marketing. As you all know, I've got my affiliate links down below, and I support the products I use as best I can, and sort of yada yada yada. But I'm part of a couple of affiliate platforms that the platforms aren't AI explicitly, but some of the companies that interact with them are AI driven. And you can tell because I got an email asking about affiliate opportunities. Hey, I just came across your website. I came across your profile and I came across your Instagram. That's the first problem. Coming across is trying too desperate to sound real, and it's not going to work. And we think you'd be a great fit for our product. Guess what the product was? Everybody needs to guess right now. Put your answer in chat right now to guess what product they were trying to get me to endorse, being a miniature painter. Anyone? Anyone want to take a stab? Anyone at all? Well, we got 9 people here. Surely someone. I had an affiliate marketing company reach out to me, and they said, "Hey, we've just come across your profile. We think you'd be a great fit for our product." Guess what the product was? Garbage. Close. No, it's actually a good product. Okay. Are you ready? Solar panels for camping. You found my Instagram profile full of miniature painting and models and statues and things I have for sale, and other miniature painted stuff. And you thought, that guy goes camping. He's going to need some solar panels. While, yes, I do enjoy camping, my body, with my ailments, cannot handle camping anymore. Hey, I use hair shampoo. I actually use, because of the skin condition, the psoriasis I have, one of the things that stems it and keeps it at bay and stops my head from becoming a poisonous lump of scabs is Head and Shoulders anti-dandruff shampoo. But Head and Shoulders anti-dandruff shampoo is silicone based, which is really, really good because if you've got overly oily skin, which is a side effect of having psoriasis, it cleans up your skin as well. Hello, Adrian Brush. How are you? We're talking about old man yelling at cloud stuff. I don't like AI. I don't like affiliate marketers that use AI. I think it's just lazy and they should all be hung out to dry. But yeah, I politely emailed them back and said, did you even look at my profile and are you an AI bot? Didn't read much into it, saw Golden Maple. They have. I am no longer supporting them. I have asked them to stop using my artwork, and if they don't, I will be suing the ass off them because they reached out to me last year, I think, or the year before, when they first started out and got me to do a collab with them. That's right. Your missus is the alternative model. I remember that now. But yeah, Golden Maple went for the trifecta. They went threefold. So first off, they stole 2 miniatures artworks. Lol. Probably hoping and praying she's got an OnlyFans. But Golden Maple stole some artworks from 2 prominent miniature painters in the miniature painting community. Fed the artworks through AI. They spat out AI slop. They got caught. The apology that they issued was AI generated by ChatGTP, plain as day, because they're not native English speakers. So, okay, benefit of the doubt there, but it was a completely insincere apology. There was no niceness about it, and they had other qualms and issues of bits and pieces. That was one. Second, when you do affiliate work for people, they usually have a list of criteria. The list of criteria for Golden Maple may as well be a list of demands for a hostage negotiation. This must happen, this many videos, focusing on these aspects, not allowed to say these aspects. Like, I'm not going to post the stuff, because, like, I've been approached twice now by Golden Maple. I had accepted before this round of sort of controversy started, and I've actually been using Golden Maple brushes for a little while now, and they are damn good brushes. They are not the best, but for the price point, they are really, 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 really competitive. So there's all of these things, and I have jumped through those hoops for them on the initial one. The next one was a little bit more strict and had a lot more of an overreach feel to it. And I was trying to sort of make that happen, and then this controversy came out, and I just went, you know what? No, not going to do it. You can get stuffed. That's the 2. Number 3 is it's found that their brushes are not 100%, and this is one of their brushes. I've removed all the branding from it. Their brushes are not 100% Kolinsky Sable. They are a 50-50 blend of synthetic Kolinsky Sable and Kolinsky Sable seconds. So they start out okay, but they don't last. I've been using this one and taking extremely good care of it for the better part of a month, and it's losing its tip, and it's not coming back no matter how hard I try. I use this as a body brush now, so that's why it's got this, you'll see, I flick it down here, got this tape over it, you can sort of see the end of the label there. But that was the threefer, and that's what tore it for me. And as a lot of people know, with the Green Stuff World controversy of them stealing people's IPs and stuff and rebranding as their own, and putting out their own products rebranded of other people's products, and making inferior versions of those products, yet charging more money for them. The controversies with their paint that they've had over the years, all of the other bits and pieces. The miniature painting community does not forget. We do not, like, we are pretty forgiving to an extent, and then that's it. It's game over. If you wrong, and continually wrong, and don't show any signs of reconciliation or anything like that, then we will drop you like a sack of turds. Green Stuff World was one of those companies that did wrong in a big way, and I still see people using them. I have their stuff. I use it very, very, very rarely. But I don't recommend that I use their stuff, or that other people use their stuff. I use them in specific circumstances when I need that particular finish on a model. But apart from that, I use my Pro Acryls, I use my Scale 75s, I use my Mr. Pigments paints. I've also got some old Citadel Vallejo and Game Color stuff. I'm going to be doing some testing of products for Reaper Miniatures later on this year. There's a lot of stuff that we as miniature painters put up with. Pricing, exorbitant pricing, for one. Yes, and that's another. That's a four. That's a fourth thing, and that's currently just about to go to court, from what I've found out. But yeah, it's. I'd be surprised if Golden Maple is a thing by the end of next year. I reckon they would have folded and come out as another name and tried to do the same thing again, because that's the kind of people they are. Now, I want... Yeah. Yeah, I don't have time for them anymore. I've blocked them. I have removed posts, affiliate links. Like, they're still active on their website, but I'm not recommending them for anything ever again to anyone. They did the dirty, and they deserve to be destroyed. But yeah. I'm a bit at odds with the music. That I use, because the platform I use is called Pretzel, and it's a company that gets people's music, royalty-free music. You pay a fee and you can play their music with the disclaimer and bits and pieces on your YouTube channels, on your Twitch channels, etc. But it's come to my attention that there's quite a lot of AI generated content on here. Now, Pretzel themselves are looking at it, but as of right now, there is no way to actually block AI content on Pretzel. So I'm kind of stuck. Do try to stay away from GSW. Do use two of their products, brushes and wet palette paper, because unfortunately, for me, they work perfectly. Do you know what I use for wet palette paper? Where is it? And it's the best wet palette paper I've ever used. Ow! Hang on. I need to go down. Where is it? It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. It's got to be down there. Hang on. I'll see if I can reach it this way. Where is it? It's not there. Where the hell is it? Uh-oh. Do I need to buy more of that? It's gone. Where's it gone? It shouldn't be gone. Anyway. It's Glad environmentally friendly baking paper. And it is the best wet palette paper I've ever come across. It's better than any stuff that you can buy because you get 30 meters of it for about $4, which is ridiculous. And brushes, I use Rosemary & Co. Generally, most of the time. But yeah, the Glad baking paper has been amazing. And I would recommend it to anyone, anywhere. And I know you can get I got mine off Amazon, but you could probably get it at your local supermarket. Glad, Glad. Environmentally friendly baking paper. Comes in a yellow box. The Glad logo is red. And it has a little green section saying that it's environmentally friendly. And I need to find it because it is probably the most important thing I own apart from paintbrushes. I do like rosemary and cardamom. I use them. It's from the UK, so why wouldn't I? Exactly, exactly. And if you use my affiliate link down below, you can help support the channel. I have affiliate status with them. Because if I use it, I endorse it. Well, if I find it worthy of being endorsed, I endorse it. Same with red grass. I do love my red grass stuff, especially the light. Best light I've ever used. But I'm pumped for the weekend. Queensland Model and Hobby Expo. I might look at them. Honestly, my miniature painting life changed when I got this light. Because my eyes are messed up and I require a lot of light to visualize detail correctly. The most natural reproduction of light that I have found in any light from any company is the red grass light. I'm not sure about the armor at this stage. I'm just seeing sort of how the rest of it will play out, but I'm thinking like a burnished, tarnished sort of silver with elements of bronze and gold, obviously, because Lord Commander. Because we've got these blue tones happening in our skin. Is that in focus? Yeah, we've got those blue tones happening in the skin, and we've got the magenta coming through. We want to sort of hold back on that kind of blue, like that Fenrisian Greys, the Thunderbolt blue that we used on the tank. For the armor, like the chest piece was going to be like gold, like burnished gold, with elements of red, some scorpion brass throughout it. The faceplate being the predominant part of the faceplate was going to be silvers and metals with gold accents. Oh yes, absolutely. We are definitely going the red. There's that was a non a non-starter. It had to be the red. There was no other way to do it. is the blending in this skin. I missed that comment. Ooh. That Nurgle looks awesome. Roll frag. I'm loving that vibrancy. That is great. I do love me a good Nurgle color scheme. Oh boy. We're heading back in to our cream range now. So you can see it's sort of slowly coming together as we're bringing up our tones. This one certainly would have been easier to paint in a bit of sub-assembly, I think. Oh well, we do what we got. But yeah, we got who's in the Queensland region out there in Twitch world. I know Savets is. I know Taco is. Is there anyone else out there? What I'm trying to say is everybody needs to come to Ipswich this weekend and show your boy Justin some moral support. I mean, you won't be able to vote. Oh, there is the People's Choice Awards, I think. Or am I getting my competitions confused? Oh. Maybe a little while to walk a few thousand miles. Probably books for the day or so. It sounds like there's a solid mini community over there. It's growing. We do have a decent sized community, and we are all fairly tight knit as well. Like we're all for the hobby and all for each other kind of thing. Like even though my two biggest threats this year, the first one being Trent Dennison, because he's usually acing the category that I've got one of my pieces entered in. But unfortunately, that piece couldn't go into any other category. So I'm directly up against him. So I've already resigned myself to the fact that I'm not winning the diorama category. Because that's Trent's thing. No, he's currently finishing off his next piece. Well, he's currently finishing off his piece at the moment. I know this. And my other direct competition is Ben Flood, who last year said to me that I am probably going to outshine him this year, which was an incredibly generous and lovely thing to say. But the dude is his skill level is miles above mine. Now, I only have two pieces for this particular competition this weekend. That's all I've had time to finish. I was hoping to have others, but it just didn't happen. Which, am I bummed about it? Absolutely. But do I make do with what I've got? I'm gonna have to. Just have to do what you can do. Like the idea of competition centering entering some next year's new pay. Pretty much. Oh, it's definitely an experience. I would attend if I could start again, if I could do it all again and approach competitions a little bit differently. By a little bit differently, I mean go and have a look at the competition before you enter something into it, you dumbass. Because I went, oh, there's a painting competition on in Ipswich. I might enter. I got there and I was absolutely blown away by the quality and the amount of work. And I almost did put my pieces in. I was that ashamed. But go and have a look at the competition you're going to enter first. And make sure it's not what I did, and enter into a state level competition. Because you're going to have your heart broken. Like I did. In the biggest possible way. Like, I almost gave up miniature painting from that experience. And it was my own damn fault that I put myself into that position. I didn't research. People said, you're a good painter. What they meant was, you're not a crap painter. And then my ego got the better of me. And I went, but I'm a good painter. I should be in a painting competition. So I entered some of my better works into a painting competition, and not a single one of them got any placings, commendations, anything. But I only entered my first painting competition. What was it? I went last year. I missed the year before, and I went the year previous to that. But I've been painting for 10 years. Exactly. And that's the best mentality to have for your first comp. So you can then get an understanding of what is required and what the judges look for. And if I could do it all again, that's the first thing I would do. Like, I'd entered some painting competitions at like Warhammer stores, but as far as painting competitions go, they don't count. Like, you can throw some paint on a mini as long as it looks cool. And that's the big thing with the Warhammer minis, is the rule of cool. If it looks cool, you've probably won. Painting just under a year on minis, but did the scale model a bit before it. Well, this competition that I'm going to on the weekend is predominantly a scale model competition. They do have miniature painting and display painting as an element of it, but the primary focus is scale models and historical battles. Okay, now we're going to swap over to greys and whites. Where's the grey that I want? There it is. Now I'm going to do the greys a little bit differently. We're going to slowly build up our tone, but we're going to do it using texture more than anything else. So what I have here is the nib of a paintbrush, or the stick of a paintbrush, the plastic cover of a paintbrush, like a new paintbrush, with a sponge shoved down, and that's taped to a stick. Well, yeah. And we're going to use that as a dabbing texture brush. Alright, got a bit of paint there. Just going to lightly work across the lower parts. And I got a resin printer to print scale model bits because they were costing me an arm and a leg, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll print other things. The creative freedom. Paint, it is color because it's 1941 on the Eastern Front. That would be an accurate color. Oh, okay. I started out miniature painting, and then I got into 3D printing for exactly the same reason. Stuff's expensive. I'm going to spend $1,500 on a printer. Wait, what? Now we go back to glazing in some whites. But yeah, I progressed. I got better printers, and printing is, owning 3D printers is a hobby unto itself. I got more resin printers. Then I got into FDM print so I could do terrain and buildings. Yeah. It generally does. And then there's like all the companies that do terrain and bits and pieces and scatter bits. And they usually charge quite a lot of money for the privilege of being able to print their stuff. We've inadvertently got some subtle shades of green happening across this, and I'm not mad at all. It's coming up really nice. Still in the very early stages, but all about building that tone and structure. I want to make small vignette and countries and play. Wouldn't be surprised if all in buying everything would cost $200, so it would really be cost effective. Yeah, it's a bit crazy once you start getting into all the terrain stuff like printable scenery and Goonhammer's terrain stuff. Like it starts to add up again, unfortunately. Well, CoffeeBot's working again as well, which is good. But yeah, we're gently building up through our lighter bone ivory tones. Just melding all our previous layers through. Oh, I've been hit by the sleepies again. Still not 100% past this sickness. Doing what I can, but yeah, it's just got some hardcore antibiotics for it, all sorts of stuff. But it's still hanging on. So what's everybody doing this weekend? Anybody got any cool plans? Deathwatch, hello! I didn't hear your message ding. I'm doing a full redesign of the hobby space and price, all the storage and racking, etc. Then it's cheaper for me to buy an FDM printer and do it myself. Yeah. I yeah. I've printed so much stuff with my FDM printer now that it's here. And I have an FDM printer that works. Quite funny. Chill one, gonna try and finish my Deathwood Space Marine I've been working on because I have a bust I want to start. Oh, nice. I did something rather reckless the other day. I spent some money when I shouldn't be spending money. But the opportunity arose to get a particular piece that absolutely blew me away the moment I saw it. And special circumstances from that then arose that I'm like, I have the opportunity to get something that possibly no other miniature painter in Australia would be able to get their hands on. Do I do it? Yes, you do it, is what my brain said before I even finished the thought. So I spent about $300 on this particular piece, and it's already been shipped, which I'm absolutely stunned at. So I should probably be receiving it in the next 2 weeks. When it does arrive, I will showcase it on stream. But it is absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to paint it. Oh yeah, this is one of those pieces that that GW just did everything right on. I'm like, the only thing I would change is I would have it in the pose that Napoleon is there. But this is a beautiful piece. I am enjoying it immensely. I'm just trying to get the light hitting the various angles properly. which for a piece like this, possibly the biggest part of the battle. See that shade of blue that we've got going on in the undertones, mixing in with the magentas to get sort of a really lilac-y purple happening. Because the tones in the original artwork are very cold, but the rest of our army that we're doing has that warmer red tone on the underside of things. So I want to kind of preserve that. So we're kind of going the opposite tone of the painting to achieve this effect. So it's just a matter of making sure we balance that right. I lied, it's not going to be overtly white. It's going to be more of a very cold... The overall skin tone is going to be a very cold grey. Going to start incorporating some pinks and flesh tones fairly soon. Just to help pull the lower half of the model together. First cab off the rank is going to be our advanced flesh tone. Wherever that is. Here it is. No, that's shadow. There's the advanced. Ad starting in 1 minute. Wait, what? My stream is still going, isn't it? Yeah. Why does it say that my stream cut out? That's really weird. What's going on here? Apparently it cut out. It must have reconnected. The internet went down. Must have done. That is so strange. But I did hear movement outside, so I just need to check that because I'm the only one here. Alright, my cat is waiting by the front door. So the cool thing about this advanced skin tone from Pro Acryl is the pigment is very susceptible to tints, which is exactly what we want, because we want to add a little bit of our previous tones throughout it. Now, this is just a crappy synthetic nail art brush that I'm using here because I'm going to be splashing things around for a little while. So building up our tone, up our feet. Because I've added elements of magenta and brown into that, when it dries, it has sort of this really not decaying flesh, but decrepit flesh look to it. Sort of bruised and sickly. That'll be our first transitional layer. I want to make the woundy area look like it's artificially healing a bit as well. So we're going to add a little bit of our advanced flesh tone up through here too. And then we'll blend it back in with a bit more magenta. We might even get some Reichland flesh shade in there too. What was that? Who was that? Alistair! Thank you very much for the follow. How are you today? Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you. We have in front of us here a Krieg army that has a French Napoleonic inspired color scheme. So it's a German inspired army painted in a French style, painted by an Australian on an American platform. Doesn't get much more multicultural than that. But this is but one of many. We're painting up a whole army. This is one unit of many. And we're taking inspiration from Napoleon crossing the Alps, or the Saint Bernard Pass, as it's sometimes known. This particular version of the artwork that you see there is version 1, or the first version of the 2 Versailles versions of the 5 pieces originally done of this painting. So yes, I am Justin. I am an Australian miniature painter, multi-award winning Australian miniature painter, residing in Brisbane, Queensland. And this is a commission army that we're painting up for Soviets. I'm just building up the skin tones of our horsey boy. I don't understand English very well, but I enjoy seeing artists work. Oh, thank you. Well, that's all right. I don't speak English very well, so... It's a running joke in Australia amongst the rest of the world. We kind of have our own version of English that not very many people understand. Erster Weltkrieg General Folk. I don't understand French, so that's you'll have to translate for me. I believe Warhammer 40k is heavily inspired by Germany. Ah, yeah, that tracks. I'd have to agree with you there. I use translate. Aha! General Fogg was World War II general, first aircraft carrier named after him. Oh, well, there you go. Esther Weltkrieg is World War One. Ah! I should probably know that, having some German ancestry, but yeah. I'm not well traveled. I paint miniatures. I don't go outside. The only times I leave the house are to go to painting competitions or the doctors. Oh. General Pétain was a key figure during the First World War, but considered a traitor during the Second. Ah. I know very little about history. I have a good grasping of general knowledge, but and color theory, some art history, but yeah, that's pretty much. I do have a friend who's into military history. Well, a couple of friends that are into military history. Okay. Are we looking, Savets? Tell me how you really feel. I'm kidding. No skin color, oh, shadows. Oh, thank you. Still got a bit of work to do on him. Well, this out. Yeah, Reckland. Well, the strategy of certain generals was to send their men to a quick death, and opted for a defensive strategy focused on preserving lives. This, along with these vehicles, victories, made him popular. See. Where are we going for time, actually? Oh, geez, we're at 2.5 hours. Do a recall for an extra 30 minutes. Maybe.
Dinner is late.
Sorry?
Dinner will be late.
Oh, okay. That's a yes, we can do that. We'll keep going. Man, that was easy. Lol. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit this with a dryer. I'll be right back. Drill wasn't hanging off. There we go. Okay. Oh. Yeah, the family was out for a little while, so our day is progressing a little later. Oh, there we go. But, yes, I'm possibly going to be quite burnt out on Monday, given what is involved in the logistics of the weekend. Depending on how things go, I'm going to be taking some photos, hopefully. Tomorrow I'll be organizing my camera. Or I might even just take my wife's little point and click. Because my cameras are generally a bit cumbersome, being digital SLRs. But I'll try and get some good photos and up them to Discord. More than likely post a few on Instagram as well. For those overseas folks that want to see what the Australian miniature painting competition scene is like. I think Bernie, well, I'm pretty sure Bernie from the guild is going to be there. He'll probably take a whole bunch of photos as well. And I'll ask permission to grab those off him so we can dig in and have a look. Let me show you. 1550 going for a swizz. Hey, Talius, how are you? Well, it is the 30th anniversary, so it is going to be a bit of a big deal this year. And the Brisbane Display Painters Guild will have their tables set up. I will potter around. It's more of if I can convince my fam if I'm flying solo. Ah, yeah, I know what you mean. Bribery of a 3-hour round trip might be on the cards. Bribery. My wife and son usually will pack the segways or scooters or whatever and spend a little bit of time looking at stuff, but then go off and do their own thing. Leave me to fend for myself. Which is going to suck a bit this year because I don't have any money. Yep. I got both pieces in different categories, but one of those categories I'm up against Trent Dennison, and the other category I'm up against Benjamin Flood. So I'm probably not going to get golds this time round. Oh. I wonder if Trent is going to take out Miniature Masters. I reckon he is. There was a live yesterday for, I think it was Print, Paint and Play podcast. And Trent was on there and he was talking about Miniature Masters and his approach to work and Crimson Brush and all the rest of that as well. And I know it was an accident, and depending on, like, he's usually fairly careful with his words when it comes to NDA stuff specifically, but I think he let slip that he may be the last man standing. Just the way he said, way he not delivered, but the way he sort of in general conversation was talking da 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 da, spoiler, without even realizing it on his part, I think. So should be interesting. Yeah, but I'm. He just keeps impressing the judges and hitting all the right boxes. So I think he might have it in the bag. But yeah, definitely, I'm still super keen for the last episode. Because that was to the one that episode, the episode 6, was the semi-finals. So it's down to 3 contestants now. But all 3 entries from this week's comp were just phenomenal. I don't care what anybody says. You cannot convince me otherwise. They were all brilliant pieces. I'm really enjoying the show. I'm telling every man and his dog to go and watch it. Definitely hitting its stride. Yes, absolutely. Like the attention that the team is putting in behind the scenes is just phenomenal. Now that it is drawing to a close, we're starting to see and hear a lot more of the behind the scenes stuff as well, which is cool. Yeah, yeah. They are limited in the formatting. And the time frame, because I think if the show went longer than it currently does, I don't think it would work anywhere near as well. Where's the color I want? There it is. So we're actually going overtime tonight. So we're going to go 3.5 hours as opposed to the 3. So we're going to keep pushing along. What I need is a drink, actually. Is that in? It's not in focus. There we go. Quick question: how diluted are you making the paint? Looks a bit heavier than a glaze. For the bits that I'm doing, I'm bouncing between like normal consistency and glaze consistency, and then sometimes even down to a tint consistency, just so I can sort of really blend it in a lot better. Sort of at the moment I'm doing a bit heavier than a glaze. But we've gone through multiple layers and tints. No, using just my water mix. So my water mix has a little bit of airbrush thinner and retarder in it to make it last a touch longer and give me a bit more working time. Not Angel Geraldez's magic water, but I find it helps me. Trying to do something similar the other day, but poorly. You get there. It's just a matter of I find when I do stuff like this, if I'm not sure about it, I'll start on a less visible area of the model. Just need to have a look at this for a second. I need to start subbing in a bit more white, but I don't want to use that white. It's a satin white, and it's ultimately going to cause shiny spots. So we're going to go with the bold titanium white, which has a matte finish. We're just going to start lightly glazing in lit spots across our model. Brighter regions. Oh. But how have you been anyway, Tellius? Oh. Yeah, I think that's where we need to be. So let me just get the board of truth. We've got that nice bluey grey, but we've also got the skin element to everything there. So I think that's working. Might need to go just a touch higher on our feet. Whoa. Oh, I need to fix this thing or get a new one. Probably fix, because I don't have the money to get a new one, unfortunately. Okay, just need to dry this out. Be right back. $18. Oh, that was my funny bone. Telling you now, it's not that funny. How we doing out there, folks? Are we doing well? Mostly alive, but well. That's good. Why only mostly alive? Didn't go to the Acre and get the bug, did you? The show bag that nobody wants. Oh. We're just about at time, folks. But I will be on again tomorrow for pre-painting competition excitement. But I think flash tones on our horse. Let me bring it into shot and into focus. Flash tones on our horse are all sorted now. Thirty more minutes. No, I gotta have dinner and I gotta go to bed because I'm already pushing 10. I'm wrecked. Still recovering, so. And tomorrow we'll have to be sort of on time because I got to get up very early and go to Ipswich. I have been a bit off. Can't be there tomorrow, but I trust you. Well, thank you. We have a vision, and yeah, it's happening. We'll do a final little turnaround. Get stuck into everything else tomorrow. I'm liking how it's coming along. The colors are working well together. I'm especially digging this damaged section in the back here. I'm gonna hit that with a bit of purple as well, just to really sort of fester it up a bit. But yeah, he looks good on camera too, which is interesting. Normally it's one or the other and you can't have both, but he seems to be handling the light well. So what we'll do is we'll call it a night there. And I'm going to go off and have some dinner. But thank you very much to everyone for hanging out again, as always. Much appreciated. Oh. So, yeah. What? What was that? Command scree. What is that? Body is shark. I didn't even know you were here. Hanging out and lurking in the shadows. Oh, is that what it was? There we go. I'm still working out the way Nightbot works. I set up Nightbot so I can have like the exclamation commands and stuff. But I haven't really configured it because I don't really know what I'm doing as yet. But I'll turn off that spamming emotes thing because yeah, I like the spamming emotes. I like the things popping up on screen because it helps me when I'm looking here. I can see it pop up there, and then I go, "Oh, somebody's talking to me," because sometimes the sound doesn't play, which is interesting. But hello, Spotty. Thank you for dropping by. Yeah. So anyway, I am going to have some dinner. And then tomorrow we'll be back on from 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And then Saturday I will be at Ipswich. So if there's anybody in the great southeast of Queensland who wants to see some absolutely drop dead amazing miniature painters and me, I have had many fights with. No, Spotty, no. Yes, there will be lots of miniature painters and myself at the Queensland Model and Hobby Expo on starting on Saturday. And the prizes, the awards for the painting competition happen on the Sunday afternoon. So it's a special one this year. It's the 30th anniversary of the Queensland Model and Hobby Expo. So if you are in the Great Southeast, and if you are thinking about attending, I recommend attending this weekend. But until tomorrow, when we'll be back on, have a wonderful evening and peace out, and say hi to your mum for me. Bye.